So you want to build an offer, but don't know where to start. You have clicked on the right video, my friend. My name is Liz, and I am going to walk you through today my workflow, my basically step-by-step to building an offer. Now, this is what I teach clients. This is also what I have developed myself and what has allowed me to get 30 subscribers from one YouTube video. Now, an offer doesn't necessarily mean that you want to make income. Yes, that is probably one of the most sought after, most popular kinds of offers. Your offer could also mean your email list. Your email list itself could be an offer. You could have a goal of growing your email list, and therefore your offer is a free lead magnet. Or it could be income, or it could be simply to just grow your community. And that is what we are going to get into today. I'm taking you behind the scenes. There's no way we can be making content without a goal. I'm so excited to walk you through my process of how I have done this for other clients and how I've done this for myself. I will never be over this teacup. Your offer is probably the most important piece of a 5-piece puzzle. There's strategy, there's creation, and there's automation, all involved in content marketing. Your offer is actually the driver of all of it. Maybe your automation is the vehicle, maybe your strategy is all the features, and you as the driver are your offer. Now, there's another piece to this puzzle, as you can see. I've mentioned strategy, creation, automation, and this is the offer. But another huge piece of this is time management. And so if you want to learn the step-by-step to all of these 5 pieces of actually streamlining content, time management, automation, and creation, and actually building an offer that gets you ROI, which is the offer piece and the strategy piece, if you want to learn how all of that works together as like a cohesive big puzzle piece that actually allows you to spend way more time doing what you love versus creating just endless content, that's linked down for you below. But your offer can be seen as basically the goal of your online presence. I know that this might be confusing to some people. So what is your goal for your online presence? And if you get confused or clouded by that question, what was your goal when you went on social media or when you made your business account on Instagram or whatever social media platform you chose? Why did you do that? Like, what was the motivation? Was it because everybody else was there? Was it because you wanted a presence of some sort? You wanted to offer value, education? All of these thought processes of why you went on social media in the first place is a huge indicator of what your goal is for your online portion of your business. You can be a business that's local and you still have something online that you offer. You can be a completely online business and everything you offer is online. There's not really a difference here, okay? And that's a good point to make. I don't want people to get confused by the word offer. Your online offer is what you offer online. So it's your email list. It's something having to do with the digital presence that you have that hopefully end up leading people to your website and purchasing from you. So when I say that your goal for your online presence is your offer, there's a little bit of a translation that we have to make, but think about what your goal is for your online presence. Most people will say these few things: grow my email list, grow my online community, get more sales from an existing offer, or build a completely new offer and build an income stream from that offer. So no matter what your goal is, this is what I mean by offer. And when I say offer, this is the thing that's going to get you the return on investment. So we are always, always, always driving people to this offer. And if your goal is to grow your email list, your offer has to be something that grows your email list. If you want to just grow your community, your offer has to be something that builds a community. So maybe you decide to open a school group. If your goal is to get more sales from an existing offer, your offer might have to be something of a reframe around this existing offer. And you might have to have content drive the awareness and the promotion around that offer a little more than what you're doing. And lastly, building a new income stream with a new offer as your goal, your offer is going to be the very thing that causes the income stream. And so for me, I had a goal of building a whole new income stream in my online portion of my business. In person, I am actually a local business. I do photography and videography for local small business owners, wellness businesses, crafters, all of that. But my online portion of my business has really taken the front stage in the last year. And what I've ended up doing is building a YouTube channel that has probably something like 30 videos on it in the past year. I've developed a free resource vault that has 3 different free resources that drives my email list. My goal in the past year was to just simply grow my email list with my online presence, right? That was my goal. So what my offer was a free resource to build up my email list, to build up that community. Now I've gotten to a place where I am sending weekly emails that align with my YouTube videos. I am also just now having my first ever paid offer online, which this has been building to over the year, which is the Content Burnout Solution group consulting. So I'm taking on 5 people, 2 sessions every 2 weeks, and I am teaching them from time management to offer to strategy to creation to automation. I am taking them through the whole process of how I did this for myself. So all of that is to say, and it's just to give you an example of what this can look like. And it doesn't always have to look like income. So this past year, I did not have an income goal for my offer. My offer was simply my content and my free resources that ended up building my email list, because that was the goal, right? The email list was the goal. So growing my community and adding value was my strategy. I hope you're sticking with me, and I hope this is all making sense. So basically, we want to be able to measure what your offer is doing, okay? And the reason we want to do that is because we need to know that your content is getting you real ROI in your business. If it's not, I just want you to think about this. If your content is really not pushing the needle in any way in your business, but bottom line, it's not really growing your email list, it's really not hitting the goals that you've set out for kind of each aspect of your business, right? Like you might have an online presence, you might have a social media presence. If it's not doing anything for your business, meaning like it doesn't mean it has to be making income, but it's not even growing your email list. It's not getting people in your DMs talking to you. It's not even really growing your community. And there's no staying power with the people that are following you. Like it's like an empty thing. If that is what you're doing right now, I need you to honestly think to yourself, like, is this worth it? It certainly was the biggest waste of time when I was just creating social media content and nothing was really coming from it, but I didn't actually have a goal associated with an offer. You need to have your goal in mind and you need to have an offer associated with that goal. How do you want to reach that goal of either growing your email list, growing your community, building a whole new income stream? What is the offer associated with that? And if you're already doing something in your business, you're already offering something in your business, this should be pretty easy to figure out. There's a lot of availability these days with options of what you can do online. I mean, there's digital products, there's memberships, there's courses. Those are probably the top of mind that come to my mind when it comes to an online offer, but it really depends on what you're interested in. So this major point before we move on is your content needs to be pushing the needle. Your content needs to be pushing the needle in your business, moving the bottom line in some way, whether it's growing the amount of traffic to your offers or growing the amount of traffic to your website, email. Doesn't have to be income again, but if it is it moving the bottom line in your costs? Are you breaking even? Are you making income to the level that you can validate creating content that drives to it? If not, you might just have to tweak a couple things. So that is the major point that I'm trying to make with that. So a very easy formula that you can remember from this little takeaway is your time input in creating content needs to equal the output, which is your goal. That is probably the simplest way I can put it to you. Okay, so then comes the issue. This might be you, this might not be you, of, okay, Liz, I don't know what my goal is. Like, I don't know what my goal is for my online presence, my online business. Maybe you got on social media because it was what everyone else was doing. Congratulations, you're a part of like basically what everyone got caught up in 2020. A very interesting time, but a time where we all kind of got swept up by the same digital movement. And it was almost like every business owner felt like they needed to be online. And it's beneficial. Don't get me wrong. There is a place for every type of business. There's a place for every type of person online. It's just, if you don't know why, if you don't have a goal, you are going to get stuck in a trap of just creating endlessly. And it's what I did. This comes from my experience. I started a wellness business in 2020. I think some of you probably know this by now. I started a wellness business called Brilliant Pit. It still exists. I do cardstock astrology products on Etsy right now. I was creating a little bit on Substack, but right now I'm in a winter season and I'm giving myself that grace. But Brilliant Pit started in 2020 and I had no idea what my goal was. I knew I had products that I was making. I was literally making coffee eyebrow tint, rosemary hair oil. I planned on doing so much more, but there was no balance of creating content and creating products for me because I'm so marketing savvy. I came from marketing. I went to school for media production. So it was so easy for me to create content about what I was doing and like do photography and like make it look beautiful. I was like the best content creator, but the worst CEO for Brilliant Pit. So I ended up burning out. I ended up literally running my wheels so fast and just in a direction of nowhere. All I knew was that social media was a thing and that we had to be just like talking about the benefits of the ingredients and talking about what you can use the ingredients for of the products that I'm making. There was literally no point to doing all of that if I didn't have a greater plan, if I didn't have a greater goal. So don't be like me. Don't be like me in my Brilliant Pit phase of 2020, just spinning my wheels. I now have a much, much larger plan for Brilliant Pit, but it is more longevity driven, and that is not a common thing in this day and age. I'm not trendy with it. I am not going to just post just to keep it alive. And that it just is what it is. All of this is to say is don't create content just to create content. You need to lead people somewhere if you're a business owner and you're doing this for your business. So if you're really unsure of your goal for your online presence, here is a journal prompt that I think could be super, super helpful for you. So if your business was running smooth, you had everything figured out and life honestly felt the most ideal it has ever felt, what comes to mind when you think about how grateful you are for this reality? What aspect of business feels the most freeing now that it's ideal? I'll say that one part again. What aspect of business feels the most freeing now that it's ideal? So based on what you answered in that, how can you get closer to this reality from your content, from your content marketing efforts? How can you get closer to that ideal thing, that ideal life now that it's ideal? How can you get closer to that reality with your content? Okay, so I keep talking about goals. I keep talking about, okay, your offer is tied to your goal. Your offer is the thing that drives your goal and achieving your goal. So we can't just make any goal. We actually have to make a SMART goal. And I know that when I first heard that term SMART goal, it brought back a lot of, I feel like we did this in school and I was not crazy about coming up with a goal that was very specific and measurable. But basically what a SMART goal is, it's a goal that is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant to desire, and time-based. So the reason we want to get this specific is because, again, we need to be able to measure in the automation phase of this larger kind of streamlining your content process that I teach in the Content Burnout Solution. We need to understand and know if you actually are reaching your goal. We need to know if you are actually growing your email list by 20 people in 2 weeks through your lead magnets or through the way that you want people to engage with you, or the first level of people engaging with you through your offer. So a really good example of a SMART goal associated with growing your email list is I want to grow my email list by 20 subscribers in 2 months through YouTube calls to action to my lead magnet, right? Like you're outlining the strategy. You are making sure that all the bases are covered. You're using time, 2 months. You're getting specific, 20 subscribers. It's relevant to what you want because it is associated with your goal, grow your email list. Now, the achievable aspect of a SMART goal really has to be determined by you. Only you can really answer that. And you should really base your achievable SMART goal, the achievable aspect, you should really base that off of what you have achieved thus far. If you have never even had 1 subscriber from a lead magnet that you've created, 20 subscribers every 2 months might even be a little much if you've never even done that once. If you're averaging like 10 subscribers a month, 20 subscribers a month should be an achievable thing if you are willing to put in a different kind of effort into your content that's very much associated with leading people to that lead magnet. And of course, in the end result, getting those email subscribers. This is going to tie it all up for you. Your SMART goal equals the result of your offer. So if your SMART goal is to grow 20 email subscribers in 2 months, what is the offer associated with that? You need an offer somewhere in between that is actually going to allow people to subscribe to your email list. So either it is a lead magnet, as I've said, or it is something that your email list already provides the value in. So I've seen a lot of people recently doing courses through email, right? Like they send you an email every Monday and it's a course and it takes however many weeks to complete. That might be the very thing that gets them on your email list because they want to learn. They want to learn that thing. So there's very strategic ways of going about it. It doesn't have to always be a lead magnet, a digital product, something that people want and they want it for free. It doesn't always have to be that. So really, to tie this all up, you are creating an offer that is heavily associated with a goal. And the reason we do that is because we need a North Star for your online presence, for your business. I don't care if you are completely online as a business or if you are just a local business and you want an online presence. Once we understand your goal and the very specific goal, we can then create the most amazing offer based on that goal. So we'll use the example again. You having 20 subscribers in 2 months, that means you gaining 10 subscribers a month. You have this thing that you want to achieve. And so what is it? What is the ideal life that you want to be living? That's the real question to be asking. Because if you don't want to spend more than 4 hours a day online, then you need to create something that's a bit more automated. You have to create an offer that's going to simultaneously grow your email list, but keep you offline. So do you see how you can get a bit more specific about what your offer can be when you outline your goals very specifically, when you journal prompt on what your ideal life should look like, wants to look like, what you want your day-to-day to be like. And those two things can really craft an outline, a foundation for this offer. It's really a matter of understanding that content marketing is really, really the most important thing that you could ever do for your online business. And personally, I believe that you should be doing long form content. And the reason why is because I came from zero and I now have at least 60 email subscribers from simply posting on YouTube and understanding what my audience would really, really need when it comes to streamlining content off of their plate as a small business owner. So these are the things that I've gained clarity on over the past 5 years. You might be in a place where you don't have that much clarity. You don't really have like the niche or the specific way that you are serving people. But what I really encourage you to do is simply look back on what you have achieved and look back on what really, really means a lot to you in your past work experience or in your life experience. If you already have a business, this is really going to be much easier for you. If you don't, it might take a bit more time of soul searching and really thinking through how you actually want to serve people. Because if you already know how you want to serve people, you probably already have a business. And this business offer is really just an extension. It's more value. It's something other than what you already do, which is already amazing. I'm sure of it. So all in all, the easiest way to grow anything, to build something, is to really just show up consistently online. And I find the best way to do that is to give people a little bit more of your time, a little bit more of who you are through long form content. It doesn't have to be YouTube. It could be a podcast. It could be a blog. But a lot of the time we want to be able to be seen. And one of the best places to do that is YouTube, because it is completely driven by keywords and ways that you can search for things and problems that need to be solved. YouTube really is a platform for problem solving. And so if I have to give you any advice for you building your offer, but also building that out, like really achieving that goal, the best way to do that in 2025 is through content. And it's through long form content where you can really get to know people and have people get to know you for what you do. If you are interested in learning about how to streamline content to 10 hours a month, only 10 hours a month for you to handle completely, and you don't need any other marketing, and learn how to get real return on investment from your time spent creating the content, meaning you're actually reaching your goals of income, email subscribers, community growth, whatever it is. If you are interested in learning exactly how to do that, I am taking in 5 people into my group consulting program, the Content Burnout Solution, and I would love for you to be one of the 5. This program will include 5 sections that takes you through complete time management optimization, building your online offer that gets you real ROI, content strategy, content creation tactics, and automation. We are running through all 5 pieces of that. Plus, you are going to get one-on-one consulting time with me in that group setting. So you're going to be able to learn from other people's situations, one-on-one consulting from me. So if you're interested in that, I'm going to actually overlay right here the times when that is going to go live. You can hop on the waitlist below. That link is going to take you to a waitlist, and you're going to be able to input all of the times that work best for you because this is live. Only 2 sessions over 2 weeks. Thank you again for watching this video. I hope it really helped you in gaining clarity about building your online offer, whatever that is. I know it's going to be incredible for you. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.